said was irrelevant to me, because the most important thing to me is that at that time was figuring out what can I do after talking with Nick and his family to become the head coach of the Houston Texans.
Hell of a soundbite. Soundbite of the day right there, man. It sounded like to me is that he knew his talking point coming in is like, hey, I knew he was, when I was there, all I know is he was a Houston Texan. That's all I know. And then I think he just got going, and he's a coach. He's a coach, and he's got all. And this is the guy that we mic up at the combine because he would go through the receiver drills, and he was a coach of men, and I just loved hearing his passion on the field, right? That's part what makes our combine coverage so great is hearing assistants like this guy who was coaching up the players. And I think you just heard that. He's just like, yeah, and he's going to be a Houston Texan. Like, okay. I'm wondering if somebody behind the scenes just like, oh, that was perfect. If he can get Deshaun Watson to stay, I'm telling you, if Deshaun Watson goes, I spoke to David Culley and I'm staying, that would be unbelievable. What a turnaround that would be. He's like, you know what? I am buying what David Culley is selling, and I'm going to stay here. I just don't know, man.
I don't see it happening.
I just don't. I don't know.
I don't see it. A couple other NFL notes before we get to Rob. Zach Taylor, Bengals head coach, said, quote, everything seems to be on pace in Joe Burrow's recovery. He's been around the facility doing everything he can right now, adamant about that, but I'm being careful to make predictions.
Okay.
But it's all been positive. Yesterday, Art Rooney, we talked about Ben Roethlisberger, added that they're going to talk about Mike Tomlin's contract this offseason. We'll address Mike's contract with him as time goes on this offseason. I feel comfortable saying he'll be our coach in the future.
Oh, boy.
Interesting. NBA notes.
By the way, again, just the way these things are said.
Yeah.
Are just weird, man.
Why do they do it like that?
Let me just say this to you, Chris. I love doing the show with you, man.
Okay,
and
thank you. I appreciate that.
I hope every single second that we have the Rich Eisen Show that you're here for it.
Thank you.
TJ, I really love the way you do what you do, and I hope that we never do this show again without you being here.
Oh, it means a lot.
And Feller, I love when you do what you do here when Del Tufo leaves to do whatever he claims to be doing.
I appreciate that.
I just really hope that you enjoy it here when you do come here, and that we have you here for as long as you'd like to be here.
Thank you. I do.
You're welcome. I'm comfortable in saying that. You know what I mean?
It's like, what did we say earlier? We're talking about our wives, like same type of deal. She's my wife
for the moment. For the moment.
I like what you're doing at the moment.
When Les Snead said that Jared Goff's our quarterback for the moment. You know what I mean? And I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable in saying that you have a future here, Chris. I'm comfortable in saying that.
Thank you.
You see what I'm saying?
It's not great. Not a lot of confidence over here. Not feeling comfortable.
But I guess in the NFL, you got to there's leverage and leeway. It's the balance between leverage and leeway. That seems to be like, it does sound like it's the worst Sesame Street. Today's show is brought to you, kids, by leverage and leeway. But that's what this whole show seems to be about with Wentz and Hurts and the new coach and the new GM in Houston with the quarterback and new coach. Leverage and leeway, man. I need leeway and I need leverage, so I'm saying it like this,
As a Cowboy fan, I'd love to see it.
All right, two quick NBA notes. Paul George and Kawhi are cleared, no longer on the injury report, so they're going to be back. Kevin Durant is sitting out tonight.
Okay.
Talked about LeBron playing all his games. And some sad news, legendary Temple coach John Chaney.
Oh, no.
Passed away, age 89.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And so does Kawhi and Paul George are playing tonight? Is that what's going on?
They're cleared, so they're eligible to come back. So they're eligible to come back.
Yeah. Hey, before we take a break, right here on our show on Peacock, just want to let you know about The Office. The Office is absolutely available to you 100%. Every episode, extras and exclusives, streaming right now on Peacock when we are done. Enjoy streaming The Office. It's the exclusive home. Steve Carell, also a former Daily Show alum. How about that as we go to break? Colbert and all that. Yeah, it's Jon Stewart's on Twitter. Yeah. We'll ask Rob Corddry about that. Rob Corddry when we come back on The Rich Eisen Show.
Ballin'!
This is The Rich Eisen Show.
Back here on Peacock. Before Rob Corddry joins us, this is from 2015 when we asked him on the outset of the NFL season to record a screed about ballin'. Is this a hype video? I don't know what it is.
Ballin'!
I think it was like an audition for the Rob Corddry Show.
That drop came from this segment.
What's up, my peeps? It's 2015, and I am ballin'. As in big ballin', shot callin', sippin' Cristal and Capri Sun, and the G550, yes, y'allin'. Not that ham radio basic cable crap Rich Eisen is rockin'. I am talking straight up big league ballin'. Not since Arliss have you seen ballin' like my ballin'. I'm jacked. I am jacked. Because football is back and the NFL is ballin' right here with me. Beast mode? Ballin'. Aaron Rodgers? Ballin'. DeMarco Murray? Ballin'. But you know who's not ballin'? Tom Brady. No. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady, the greatest baller of them all. Sure. He's a 3-time Super Bowl MVP, got a face chiseled by the gods and more rings than a gypsy hooker. But shame on him for not being generally aware the Indianapolis Colts are a doormat on which you wipe your cleats before going to the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter, though. Doesn't matter because this season is off the hizzy with all this ballin'. It was briefly on the hizzy. Quick side note, but then the hizzy got savagely depleted and driven into the turf, and now the hizzy is listed as questionable with a partially torn brain. That's ballin' for you.
All right. How about DeMarco Murray? And, of course, the reason why he was referring to Brady about not balling was those are the 4-game suspension.
Yeah.
For Deflategate.
No, that was 2016.
So what was he talking about then?
Just, Tom.
Just not ball. Okay.
He's getting old. That was the year after we're on to Cincinnati.
Oh my God. Get those numbers for next week, right? Didn't you say that you get his numbers after moving on to Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Since moving on to Cincinnati, what his numbers are?
Since that game.
Let's do that. Let's have that part of next week.
Oh, it's incredible.
It was going to be my top 10 storylines for the Super Bowl, and I never got to it. Like, literally, we're going to get to it.
Okay.
I promise. Because we're balling.
Ballin'.
All right. We're about to get Rob Corddry here on The Rich Eisen Show. 844-204-RICH is the number to dial. We still have higher register to get to here. I do believe, Feller, you want to get a higher register in on Del Tufo, correct?
I have a great Del Tufo themed one.
Okay, very good. We're going to get on that. For the moment, though, is our next guest on the phone line?
Yeah, buddy.
He's one of our favorite guests. He's been on here. I think he even Chris. Did he guest host this program once upon a time?
I don't think so. I think he cut like a kind of a fun promo back in the day.
For it was ballin'. He was
ballin'.
Yes, here on this show, which he does professionally.
Yeah.
Television, movies, the Unicorn on CBS right now. Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. on CBS, and now Top Gear America. Which premieres today exclusively on the Motor Trend app. Rob Corddry on this program. How are you, Rob?
Oh man, it is good to hear your voice.
Right back at you. Yeah. I'm wondering what. Let's just jump right into what you're here to promote, and then we can talk about
get into the issues.
Then we could talk about us.
Okay.
So The Motor Trend app. This is how I can buy GameStop stock, right? Is that how is that what this app is for, or is it a different app?
Oh no, you should fire your broker.
Oh gosh, so this has nothing to do with that.
You've been given really bad information.
Okay, so what is the, then? Let me give you the floor. Then what do we got here with the Motor Trend app and then Top Gear America that you and Dax Shepard? Look at that, and Jethro Bovington. Walk me through all this.
Yeah, man, it was one of maybe a very small handful of things that I was offered and immediately knew that I was going to do.
Okay.
You know, I've been, a car guy forever, and this is the gig, right? And I essentially, I kind of understood right away why they were calling me, because I'm not the kind of guy that can talk for a half an hour about limited slip differentials, but I'm an enthusiast, and I've made it known, and I think so. I was like, this is very smart of them. Actually, I'm going to represent the viewer. Like, I will be the viewer transported onto the screen /app, and man, the three of us have had a great time. Well, I wouldn't even know where to begin.
I got to tell you, Rob, I mean, it's similar to the way I view my gig with NFL Network, where I guess the sports cars or the dream cars are actually like Hall of Fame athletes that I get to hang out with. And I put the fans in my shoes. Like, I mean, it's not like I know the X's and O's and the cover 3 defenses and the stunts and all that stuff like the back of my hand. But I do love the sport, and I do love the athletes, and I just want to put the fans in my shoes. So that sounds like the role that you're playing here on this show.
It's right on the nose. And from the first time you came on, people could tell that because you were just you know how guys always say, like, they'll be joking around watching a game, they'll be like, they should put us on TV. We could do better than these guys. You are like the guy transported from that group of friends, and thank God you got rid of them.
What's your first car? What was the first car you ever got, Rob?
Oh, well, get ready, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
A 1975 Ford Pinto wagon.
Oh, my God. Weren't those the ones that if you got rear-ended, they exploded? Wasn't that one of those?
That was the
coupe?
That was the coupe.
Okay.
This was the wagon. This was really upscale. And it had no floorboards.
Like the Flintstones? You used your feet? Is that what you're saying?
The Flintstones car. Every time, and it wasn't on my side. It was on the passenger side. So every time I went over a puddle, which in Boston was frequently, my girlfriend would get wet.
No kidding. So that's your first car. Not likely to appear on any episodes, I imagine, of Top Gear America. That vehicle. Ever.
It's not the most exciting car, but
okay.
I don't know. That's what I kind of love about Top Gear is that because I love every kind of car. I love that car because I remember the smell of it, And there's something to love about almost every car, and we are sometimes challenged to, we squeeze the most we can out of these mistakes.
Yes. So was there an 8-track ability in this vehicle?
No. I think that if I remember correctly, there was like an aftermarket radio in there with a cassette player. So I was I was right on, or maybe it was no. It was definitely an aftermarket radio. Because I remember throwing the Beastie Boys' License to Ill out the window of my car after I had played it too much to understand anymore.
So somebody's like Impala ran it over or something like that? Is that what you're saying once it threw out the window? Or
hey, man, you direct it in your head, and I'll direct it in mine.
Rob Corddry here on the Rich Eisen